Ate Bene. So today we are out in somewhere in northwest Pinon, Arizona. It's a sliver of a lot of Hopi and Navajo land in this area. And we're here to meet a local young woman who's doing a lot, not only for the environment, but also for her people. So before wasting more time, let's go give it to her. All right, I will stand over here to block the sun.
Okay.
There you go. Yate, we appreciate your interview here.
Hello, my name is Raeanna Johnson. We are in a place that we call Navajo or Tepik Inal Sele, I believe, and that's just referring to the petroglyphs that are just over the hill over there. Yeah, this is where I live. This is where I've resided for many years now. I grew up coming out here and having, the space and stuff like that. And yeah, we're ranchers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. And then the rest of my family live on this back that way, the road that we came from.
The one where we passed this way?
Yeah, so all of those houses are my extended members. There's like my grandmas live up there, and then it's like my aunts, and then my uncle, my aunt, and then us. So yeah, we all kind of just live on this road.
Nice.
But yeah, this is my home, and it's we're off grid. We have no running water, so we have to haul our own water. So
Really?
totally off grid and no running water.
With no water and you haul it in, so where do you do like you heat up on a stove or something?
Yeah.
And then like when you do sponge baths, I'm assuming?
Yes. So we we done sponge baths for a very long time, and then we have a setup just over this hill at the sweat lodge where we have like a barrel of water on top of a hill, and then we have like a line going down with the shower head kind of like hanging on a tree. Wow. So
can we go take a look at that?
Sure. I don't know if the water barrels are there right now, but that's usually like for summer.
Okay. Well,
it makes
so chilly right now. The temperature stays about 60 degrees, 55, but it feels like low 40s.
It's kind of cold.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
But for now, you can go inside.
Yeah, I'm the coal horse herder. I'm Raeanna Johnson's mom, and this is our home here at Tebik Inastele. And yeah, we have a one-room house. Do you want me to describe it?
Sure. I mean, it's
yeah. So this is what we call a hogan, or in our language it's hogan, but it's a framed hogan. And a hogan in Dine is a circular structure, and it takes on many different shapes. You can use many different materials, but this one is conventional style framed structure.
Sheetrock and everything.
Yeah, sheetrock and everything. Yeah.
It's nice. It's definitely cozy.
Yeah, it's really nice. In fact, we're building a new house, and it's pretty much done. But I prefer to live on this side still. So we live in it much in the same style and the same spirit as the traditional house. And that is that all the basics are here. You can see my mom is spinning wool there. We have sheep. So a lot of that stuff is in various places. And then my husband has, of course, his medicine boxes, his gourd boxes there. You know, our cedar, because we follow the Native American church way also, but also are very strong believers of the Dine traditions, and we were raised that way. But you know, we pull out our bedding at night to sleep on the floor. I guess I should say the center is the fireplace actually, and you know, right now there's a fire going in it. It's still chilly outside, and then my little makeshift kitchen on that side. You know, because we're farmers or we have relatives that are farmers. As I was growing up, our homes were always set up like this, with the cooking and the food on the north side of the house and sleeping on the south side of the house or the west side of the house. It's still basically in that same style.
Yeah, it's a good gathering place. People always say that they like to, I think back during COVID when we had kids here, or all of the kids from extended members of the family. Yeah. We used to do, what is it? It's like a...
we did a lot of like sweat lodge, and we did a lot of physical activity and
horsemanship, like a lot of like home learning and land-based skills and stuff like that, because all of the kids were like out of school. It was like during that time where like they went spring break, and then all of a sudden like their spring break extended. So we were doing stuff like seemed like every day, sweat like once a week and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I've heard that the space here where we had all the kids here was, I think one of the most
used spaces, most comfortable spaces.
Yeah, because
big meals here.
Yeah, we had pictures of like all the kids kind of just sitting here on the floor eating. It was kind of like a teaching like how we used to do, or how like Hogan living was, I guess, back. I mean, we still do it, but like sitting on the floor and stuff like that, and and then the prayer, or not prayers, but the blessing after you eat and stuff like that. So it was a lot of just like
blessing yourself with the food.
Yeah. So stuff like that, and then they would take us out to run in the morning, and then yoga after that or something. And
Yeah, actually, it sounds like you all kind of thrived during COVID. I mean, despite what happened to the Navajo Nation.
I think we did. As a family, we did. We took that time and got back together and, found ways to occupy especially the children's time, because they're away from us like 8 hours a day at school. And when school stopped and work stopped and we were all together, we didn't think to ourselves, hey, we don't have anything to do. We just said, oh, there's a lot of things to do here. What would we normally be doing if there was no school and if there was no work? And believe me, there was plenty of work to do. There was plenty of things to occupy our time with. A lot of traditional teachings. My husband took the kids out every day to do a little bit of horse training. And it was really good, because I didn't realize how much we had given our kids to the school systems, and how much fun it is for them to be home and for doing things with us side by side as parents, I thought it was a tragic time for our people, but it also allowed us to spend some really quality time with our kids too.
Yeah, I could not agree more with that. It definitely was a tragic time, but our little family, we were hunkered down in Albuquerque, but we always went outdoors. So with us being isolated, building our little garden, and going out to remote areas to go play, I think we definitely thrived despite what everybody else was going through. And I think
and it wasn't just here that we had those kinds of learnings happening.
Yeah.
We had like my aunt's place too. She was doing they're into rodeo, so they were like doing a lot of like roping stuff, and what else were they doing over there? I think now they're doing like construction with the little boys and stuff. I've seen their posts about that, and that's really fun looking. Or it was really cool to see all of them like really like the machines and stuff like that. I was just like, whoa. But and then up there, up top of where my other aunt lives, we were doing stuff up there too. And then of course we were at the we call them the grannies. There's 3. We have 3 of them. This is here's one of them. And then she has 2 other sisters who live up top, and so they also have sheep and stuff. So yeah, we took them kind of. It was like learning everywhere along.
So how often do you all still practice that now, since everything reopened up?
Every day.
I mean, it's every day if you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day. Every day that, I mean, it never goes away. If you, I was just talking about this the other day with somebody else, is that, you know, if you have sheep and if you have horses and you living way out here like the way we do, a lot of the traditional ways, they never really go away. You still practice them on a daily basis. So if somebody asks you, you know, like, what traditional things do you still live by or practice, it's hard to pinpoint just one couple of things, because there's so many things that we still, you know, so many of the traditional practices still guide us. I mean, if you look at my mom, she's still spinning wool, you know, the old style. What is she going to do with that? She's a rug weaver, and you know, and we harvest the wool right off of the sheep. So, I mean, the house is a reflection of that. You know, we have our gourd boxes, and we have our, you know, our drums, we have our feathers, we have our traditional foods. You know, the fireplace is a central part of our home. We, of course, you know, you can see we say our prayers or make offerings on a daily basis. It's a practice of mine to just put a pot on the stove, and that way there's always hot water that's accessible to anybody who needs it, instead of firing up the propane stove. Yeah. So that's our home.
This is really amazing, and it's cool to see how you're using modern materials to build, yet keeping intact all the traditional values and practices as well too.
Yeah, I guess the best way to describe it is that everything is traditional, and the only adoptions, the only adjustments are anything that makes our life a little bit easier. Those are the only adjustments, like, you know, the propane stove, that definitely makes our life much easier. And, you know, the refrigerator, and everything else, I would say, is just about as traditional as you can get. I mean, the radio, that's a modern addition, you know, to our lives. The TV, which we rarely use. These guys probably watched it for about an hour and a half last night, but that's not like on a daily basis, you know. For the most part, it's off.
So, TV, were you guys watching stuff via internet, satellite, antenna?
So we do have internet here.
Yeah.
We have the what is it called? Starlink.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so we have the little satellite that's set up in the back. You probably see it later, but yeah, that little white thing right there, that's the Starlink. And then
So that's the Elon Musk based system, right?
Yeah.
And actually, Starlink, is it very beneficial?
I think so. We've struggled for a long time finding an internet source to like use that was like good.
That was efficient.
Yeah, we've
all the time.
because when I first moved out here, I got away from public school and we were like online for a year, so we required internet. And our internet, there were just so many times where we were just struggling all the time trying to connect and stuff like that while trying to do our schoolwork. And yeah, and then also we were, my mom and older sister were working from home, and so they like needed the internet for work stuff, and it was just very hard. And so we would have to like make trips out to like Flagstaff or something to get like internet, and it was just very, very hard for us to yeah, we were like going through, we used
Probably 3 different types of internet.
yeah, it was like but this satellite definitely like
That's a
came in
game
clutch.
changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Since you had other internet providers, and is the speed faster?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
it
super
much more reliable?
it's reliable and it's super fast, and it just changed everything. Yeah. So it's,
You don't even have to go anywhere.
yeah, we don't have to like leave to flag anymore. We don't have to go to like find a place to.
Find a coffee shop.
Yeah, so
You don't have to do any of that. It's very.
We still use DVDs and Blu-rays. I mean, we'll watch stream, of course, but now and then we'll pull out the classics and watch the unaltered versions. She's waiting for her cue. Right.
My name is Linda, and everybody calls me Lena around here. And my last name is Simonson, and my married name was Hindley.
Hindley, okay. And are you from this area?
I'm from this area. In fact, I was born just right by the horse corral out here.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was born in the Hogan, and this is where one of the places where I grew up. We're trying to do farming again, but sometimes we're not very successful because of the we don't get much rainwater, and water is kind of scarce around here. We have to haul water.
She here, I thought there's a son. It was just chin. You get the sheep out, and it's like that. They go into a portal. They go somewhere. I mean, just over the hill, and then you try to look for them, but they're not. They were just right here, you think, and then you go over the hill and look for them. They're not there again. But anyway, it's real neat here.
Oh.
It has that wilderness to it. That
Yeah.
you know.
Like the high desert.
Yeah.